dance before. Talent discovery is something that we're doing with us. So they've been tapping into different talents, but not necessarily really truly decided what they like the most. Hopefully next year they'll do more. So for this show, they're doing the song "We Don't Talk About Bruno." That is their favorite song in the whole world. The whole world loves that song. That's the song that they're going to participate in. And most likely, you're also going to see them in a little scene. That's a surprise scene as part of the show. So you'll see them singing, dancing, and acting just a little bit, kind of like a representation of everything they have learned. So let's go over the invitation and the calendar I sent home today. I think explains a lot, but what we're gonna do to make things simple, what we're gonna do is go into the form that you have to fill out if you're gonna do the show, and that way we go over all the information. So we're gonna share the screen, and this is the form that you would have to
Give me 1 second, they're not looking at it just yet. I'm actually gonna send it. I'm gonna share the link with them.
Share the screen, no?
Yeah, share the screen, and I'm going to share the link of what we're looking at.
Okay, so the link that Miss Sarah is putting there is going to be where you're going to go to see this form when we're done. But for now, we're just going to share the screen. We're going to walk you through the form. If you have questions, don't worry about it. At the end, we'll cover any questions you have. So let's start with the beginning. So Legacy is the name of the show. The show date is coming up in the calendar, but just so that you know, the show happens in June 20. For you guys, it's June 23rd. We're gonna have two shows. You're welcome to come on the 24th, but Thursday, June 23rd, is when you when Matter Biscayne will be performing. You will be actually receiving an official invitation to a 3-day celebration that you can be part of everything, but the show is on the 23rd. The celebration starts on the 22nd and ends on the 24th.
Which their kids are a part of too.
You're invited to absolutely everything. So June 23rd is the show. The name of the show is Legacy. To give you a little bit of story about the show, if you see every letter has different little characters. The L has Saving Mr. M was the very first show we ever did, which was actually with Matter Cardinals, the Matter that Miss Isla used to be in. And then the E has a representation of other shows that we've done. The Que Pasa, I don't know if you've ever seen Que Pasa USA, but we have done shows with
our own rendition.
And Human is the G, The Gift is the A, The Captains That You Meet Soon, and Christmas in New York. So all of those letters represent 8 productions that all these characters are coming back to put in the show. That is usually super interesting because a lot of the parents, this is super important that you know, are not used to this kind of show. This is not a recital.
No.
You don't have to worry about inviting somebody and feeling like, oh my God, until my child comes, I am so bored. Not at all. It is a production. It is exactly like a musical that you would see in Broadway, only your kids are even more talented at the Broadway.
Oh, yeah.
So it has a story. You follow the story. So even when your kids are not on stage, you're super interested in knowing how it's going to end because it has an entire, sequence.
Stories, yeah.
So going to you want to go over the form? Miss Sarah's going to go over how you fill out the form, and at the end, we'll go through the questions if you have any questions.
Gotcha. Okay, so with the link I sent you, this is the show form and information package, right? So here you provide me with your email address, which I'm going to type one in because I'm going to need to do this to get over to the next page. It won't let me pass without it. And all right, so here is everything you need to know regarding participation in the show. The participation fee is $150, and that's going to include basically everything. So this is your production DVD, so your copy of the DVD of the show and the digital download of the show, their show t-shirt. We do a little special something for the kids that we put together on show day for them. You get your full playbill, which is kind of like our yearbook for, the show. It includes the days at the theater, being the 22nd and the 23rd in their case, and the rehearsals as well.
So for you guys, because you're extra special, because Miss Isla was the one that gave us the push, even though you're seeing $150, you actually are not really paying for the participation of the show. You guys pay by sessions. So your session 3, right, is coming up. It's going to be the same $200, same as session 1, session 2, session 3. And your session 4, which is the one already for the show, is also $200. So when you pay $150, the remainder is all you're going to pay for session 4.
Neat.
So basically, all you're doing is this $150 come out of your session 4. So your session 4 is not going to be $50. When we finish session
Understood.
3, all you're paying is $50 because I am using the $150 of
From
the
session
show
4.
towards session 4. So
Got it.
basically, just so that you guys know, you're paying the same $200 when session 4 starts, which is in June. And then because you already are going to advance 150, because that's what we're going to use to order all of these things, to order the costume and all of that, then basically you're going to only pay the remainder by the time we get to session 4, because you have already this in advance.
Understood. Got
if
it.
you didn't understand something, we're going to re-explain it later.
Okay. So tickets, right? So you're not required to purchase any like minimum amount of tickets like you would like if you were like in the studio. So tickets really are just like when you purchase them on Ticketmaster. In fact, it'll be precisely like when you purchase them on Ticketmaster, where you'll go in, you'll see the theater, you get to pick your seats. So those range between $35 to $50 depending on where you pick your seats, right? And you can pick whatever number of seats in whatever number of sections. And when those go on sale, you'll also receive an email or text notification at best of when the tickets go on sale. So you can be prepared for that. So I do recommend that you do that early because believe it or not, tickets fly. You're not watching a whatever production, you're watching your kids. So those go fast.
Now, just so that you know, our families already, the ones that have done it before, they wait to start.
Yeah.
So
refreshing the screen.
Also very important when you buy the tickets, remember there are 2 shows. Your show where your child would be is the one on Thursday. So if you buy it on Friday, you can go with you can go, and I would love for them to go see the show on the following day, but he will not or she will not be performing.
Right.
So make sure you buy it for the very first show,
Correct.
which is Thursday the 23rd.
The Thursday show.
Okay.
Thursday show. Perfect.
So, costumes.
Right. So your costumes here, this is a range. Now we put this range because we have this culture where I'd rather give you a high point and meet you under than it be reverse, right? Always happier to be on that side of the spectrum or expectation than on the opposite. So this is pretty much a budget we set for ourselves as well when it comes to, purchasing costumes. So know that this is the window and the margin that we try to stay inside of if we can't even come out with lower than that, right? So that's the range for purchase costumes. If it's going to be a rental costume, those also range depending on where we get them from. It could be between $35 to $80 depending on the costume. If it's going to end up being a rental costume that we ended up finding for them. And so, yeah, once they've been purchased, they cannot be refunded if I can't return the costume, because we do try. Like the true answer to that is that if there were a situation where they weren't going to be being able to do the show and we can possibly be able to return that costume, even if there was a return fee assigned to it, we'll try our best to do that. But that's pretty much how far we go in terms of costumes. And then if there's any acting roles associated with what they're putting on, those sometimes can be, do at home, depending on what it might be. So this is kind of just like our flexible point when it comes to costumes.
Are 60 to 120,
correct,
basically. That's what it's going to be for them. This is probably the most important calendar.
I can see this bigger.
I don't know if we can make it a little
but
bigger.
I can just stop the share and pull up the actual calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this calendar, we sent it home today on a physical paper, and we also, I believe, sent it by email. We sent this paper home today. This is the first part where you got the information, right? So this is a calendar specifically for Matter Gardens. I mean, that's
Matter Biscayne.
Matter Biscayne. So I'm going to start by, if you look on the right hand where it says save the dates. We are now in session 2. Session 3 is going to start on April 26th. And it's going to be 7 weeks the same way from April 26th to May 31st. For this session, if your child is not going to be in the show, I don't recommend that you do the session, because we're going to use the session 3, which is going to be during school like always, for basically already figuring out, rehearsing, giving them their parts. And usually when they're not in the show, they feel left out, they don't feel included. So if you don't think that you're going to be in the show, I don't recommend you come unless you know for sure that your child's not going to be affected, because we don't really truly sit them down. No. But we can't give them the same, they themselves sometimes don't like to be part of it if they're not actually going to see the results, which makes total sense. So session 3 will be the same way that we've done every session, only we'll be rehearsing for the show from April 26th to May 31st. Session 4, I don't know if you're looking at the right-hand side because I don't see you, but session 4 on the very last column, that actually is already going to run into the summertime. School ends on the first week of June. So if we look at the calendar, May 31st will be the last day of session 2. You go to June 2nd, that will be the first day of session 4. I'm sorry, session 4. May 31st is the last day of session 3. That is a typo. And June 2nd is the first day of session 4. And notice that it says not class, it says rehearsal at Mater Biscayne. That day is still a regular day. School has not ended. So that day would be like usual. They'll have class, school's about to end, and they'll have the same schedule. If we move on to June 7th, I believe that will be the last day that we will have class or rehearsal, in this case, in the regular schedule of a school day. After that, if they're doing summer, then if they're doing the summer camp at Mater Biscayne, they'll already be there. If you're not doing the summer camp at Mater Biscayne, you will bring them at this time, which is the same time you used to bring them. But they will come from 3:45 to 4:30, all of them together. So in this case, they're going to be together. And actually, the time may change a little bit, and they may start at 3 all the way to 4:30, an hour and a half. Because since the two groups are going to be together, I will send you this with
more details
with the new time. But basically, we're gonna take advantage of all the time that they usually have,
right,
but all the groups together because now they're practicing for the show. So if you are in the summer camp, you'll be there. It will start at 3, not 3:45 most likely, and at 4:30 like it usually ends. But you have to drive them to Mater Biscayne because they will be already on. It will be summertime. So you will continue rehearsals on the 14th, on the 16th. Now you're going to notice, before we get into the last week of June, on the right-hand side, I put one rehearsal would be happening at BBharts, which is this location right here. It's going to be one Saturday only, not every single Saturday. I can't tell you which one because we have to run the show in order, and I don't know exactly what Saturday they land on. That is when we start rehearsing the show in the same order that it happens, because like we were mentioning, this is a musical theater production, so sometimes the acting introduces the next song, so they need to be ready and kind of transition into what happens next, even if they're not in the number before or after. So that's going to happen on one Saturday, which is I think is going to be the 11th or the 18th, but we'll tell you when we get closer. And then last but not least, right, on the week of the 22nd, you're going to notice that is the week of the show. So from June 22nd to the 24th, we're going to be at the theater. On June 22nd is a rehearsal at the theater. That is the first day of this 3-day celebration. You're going to notice it's 22nd, 23rd, 24th. They said 3-day celebration. So on the 22nd, you will get a detailed schedule of the time they have to arrive at the theater. You're going to drop them off. They're going to spend almost the whole day there. And funny for you, since we're doing their 10th anniversary, you're going to be part of it. When you come pick them up, we have a huge surprise for them. I'm not going to say it because then it's not a surprise. And a huge surprise for the parents. We're going to be getting together and we're going to kick off the celebration right there in the lobby. So you'll be part of that celebration, which is going to be maybe an hour after the rehearsal is over. You're welcome to stay. You're also welcome to go if you don't want to be there because you have something to do in the morning. So that's going to be on the 22nd. Details on the exact times and everything else is going to happen coming a little bit more when we're closer to the show. Then on the 23rd, that is the Thursday that they will be actually performing. That is the show day 1. That day, you'll also get an itinerary where you will know when to drop them off, when to come if you want to visit them before the show, when to arrive for the show. The show starts at 7 p.m., but the kids have to be there way before. So that day is show day. Again, you're going to go. It says Mater Biscayne. That is a huge typo. That is at the Miramar Cultural Center.
I think she just meant Mater Biscayne students perform.
Right. So none of that is at Mater Biscayne. That is theater. That whole week is in the theater. So yeah, the Mater Biscaynes perform that day. That's what she meant.
Says no performance. Come
yeah,
watch.
But it gets confusing. So that will be at the Miramar Cultural Theater. Mater Biscayne students perform. And then on the 24th is the last day of the celebration, is show day 2. If you feel that the show was worth $1 billion and you want your daughter or your son to come watch it, you may have the opportunity to get tickets for that day. We still have them available, and they can come watch it on the following day, because it's a complete different experience to see it from the theater, from the audience, than to participate in the back. So you're welcome to come, and there's an after party after that, which you will get information about it. If you're interested in the after party, there'll be a dinner after. It's a very limited amount of spaces that we have. So if you really, really would like to go, jump in as fast as you can, because the capacity is very limited, and we have, I think, the capacity of 250.
We're trying.
And there's like 1,000 plus people to accommodate. So yes. So those are the 3-day celebrations. So basically, if we go back to the right, what I was explaining to you, the session 3 is going to be the same $200 you've paid for 1 and 2. Session 4 will be the same thing. Session 4, which is this calendar right here, includes all of these rehearsals, all of the shirts, all of the things Miss Sarah mentioned that you're going to get, the rehearsals the day of the show. Everything is included in this $200. So the only difference is that you're going to pay $150 in advance for session 4, so that we could go ahead and order the costume, include them in the shirts, include them in the programs, include them everything. So you're going to see that when you sign up, you're going to be billed for the $150 of the show fee. And then when session 4 begins, instead of being charged $200, you will only be charged for the $50 that are remaining, because you already had $150. And that is basically, your show sign up is due on Friday. We really need you to sign up by Friday. Why? Because I don't know what's going on with the world, but every time you click, there's shortages of everything. I can't even buy a car anymore. So they need to make the costumes. And some of the costumes are not available. So we try this and we try that, and the shipping and the dates. So we have already ordered every costume in the show except this group. And this group is our last group that we need to order. So if you're interested in doing the show, you could do it right after we finish this. I would love that. And then on Friday, April 8th would be the last chance, because after that, it gets complicated. Shipping doesn't get here on time. You got to pay extra shipping if it's available. So make sure you sign up. That you complete the show form by clicking on the link that Ms. Sarah just put there. You could also
I'm going to put it on the website.
And then if you go to BBharts.org, she's going to put a link there that says Matter Biscayne sign up form. Yeah. Make sure you do that one. The other one's going to cost you more money. You don't want the other one. Do that one.
Can I stop the share?
And we're going to stop sharing at this point, and we're going to open.
Wait, no, I'm not done with the form.
Oh, the form is not done. Sorry. Go back to the form.
Hold on. I have to find it. Where did it go? Hold on, guys. 1 second. 1 second. What happened to my form? Wait for me. Matter Biscayne. Here we go. Okay, 1 second.
We're almost done. You've been a great audience. Even though I can't hear you, I imagine you.
Here we go. Okay, so then we go, into attendance. She explained it already, how attendance in June is required. Absences are a big problem because we only, as you saw, there's like a handful of rehearsals. So please do not be absent.
And we are making a huge effort to go to you.
Yeah.
Including the voice. We're actually going in our van with the kids that sing with your kids to take them over there, so that you guys don't have to come. So please, when you have to do the part of coming one day here into the theater, please do not miss out.
Do your best. All right. This is regarding your accounts being in good standing to be able to perform. Refunds for production fees and costumes, which we already discussed. And so here at the bottom, I'm going to pretend to sign this so I can move on to the next page. Okay. So here you will select your child's name, which should be on the roster already. So I'm just gonna
select Duncan. I want Duncan because he's a boy that has been excellent. You don't know him yet, but he's been a trooper.
You mean Declan?
Duncan. He has been amazing. He didn't like ballet and he stuck it out and he did so good.
Really?
Amazing.
I need to meet
I'm
Duncan.
very proud of him.
All right. So
I'm proud of all of them, but you know.
Duncan. All right. So I'm Duncan. And so if I'm Duncan, here in the costume size, I'm going to go according to whatever his t-shirt size or clothes might be. And this is a reference here in terms of sizes. So he's like a 6.
For the boys, it's simple because it's small, medium, and large. For the girls, I know some moms found like little problems with how small it was. Remember, you have that intermediate size that is a little bigger than small,
but not as big
but not as big as medium. So go by the tan top that you guys have, and that should be the same size. It's the same company that we ordered the costumes from, so it should fit exactly the same. So if you find it tight, then go a bigger size.
Yeah.
If you find it too big, go a smaller size.
Yeah. And if we ever were to order something outside of that company, we usually message you guys like, hey, so this is a new sizing guide. And then we'll ask you guys for reference as per what costume or what size to pick for the costume. So you don't have to worry about that. Now remember, the performance t-shirt is included. So just go ahead and you pick a size for that. I'm going to go with child small for Duncan.
No, he's actually a child medium.
Child medium.
He's
Duncan.
Yes, he is.
So then maybe I should go for the medium here.
Yes.
All right, and then I'm going to click next. And now these studs are the show studs for the girls, obviously. So you'd pick here if you have like regular stud or clip-on. If
you already have them, you put I already have them. In the case of Duncan, you put
I don't even
need them, so you put no. If you do not have them, just put yes, and we will charge you for the earrings $10. If you want clip-ons because they don't have the little hole, make sure you put clip-ons so that we make sure that we order those for you.
Tights are for my ladies. So boys, we would put I have from past performances, which is not true, but
that means no.
That means no. And then this here is on Amazon, but if you would like for us to purchase it for you, we can. That way you know you're receiving everything all in one shot. Or if you already have this hamper, like a black hamper, laundry hamper from home, that will be suffice.
Why the hamper?
Yeah.
It's a lifesaver. The hamper is your lifesaver, is our lifesaver. When they are backstage, it's a lot of children. Right now, this performance has 125 plus you guys. We need to keep everything organized. And sometimes when they're either removing something or eat or something, whatever it is, and they don't have a place to put it in, everything looks the same, so it gets lost, and then we lose everything.
And there's 2 days of rehearsal.
So the hamper is great to put everything in. The mess is in the hamper, but your whole mess goes home to you, and you can take it out after the rehearsal, organize it again, bring it the next day. Correct. That hamper is a lifesaver. Yeah. If you don't have the hamper, when you arrive at the theater, we will give you a hamper and charge you for the hamper because it is required to have every single piece.
Absolutely.
To make our life in the back organized and so that you guys don't lose anything. Hello. So next page.
All right, moving on to the next. So here it's pretty standard since their one performance is we don't talk about Bruno, you would select that one and move on to the next page. So that was pretty easy. And now we're talking backstage crew. Missy.
Backstage. So we have a huge range of age groups within Matter Biscayne. I think the youngest is like 3, and then we have like up to 7, maybe even 8. So if your child is less than 5 years old, you need to be backstage. It is required that you are backstage because they get cranky, they miss mommy, they don't have a good experience when they're not with their mom. So only if they're under 5, you have to be there in order for them to participate. If they're 5 or older, you get to pick if you want to be there or not. We recommend that if you want to, by all means, come. You want to be enjoying the show from a different perspective. A lot of moms love it. Some moms have never done it, so they don't know. And you could totally watch the show the next day if you want, if you don't get to watch it the day you help. And if you can help and you don't want to help, it's fine. Your child will be safely assigned to another mom that would be taking care of a small group. The one good thing about the Matter Biscayne students is that they're not dancing multiple things. So they don't have so much help that they need. They basically are going to be able to change once. And even though they come out more than once, they don't have to switch back and forth. So that's about backstage. You will know who your mom is. You will be texted by your mom. You will know their phone number. You will know everything about that mom. You just have to respond. So in what ways can you help? That's our next one, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you are handy, but it takes, when you watch the show,
it takes a village.
We year after year hear the same comment. Wow, I didn't think it was so much. Wow, you guys work so hard. Wow, you guys did so. Nobody expects the amount of work that goes into this show. And I would appreciate so much if you guys have any way that you can help. If you have a handy dad that knows construction and likes to build things, please let us know.
The creative side that has not been
if you have a
exploited.
mom that likes to do manual things, if you know how to sew, if you know how to put rhinestones, any way or anything you want to help, if you have time and you want to be of service, it is for a beautiful cause. And every single hand is appreciated. So let us know in what way you want to help or you can help.
Right,
it is not mandatory. And I hope that we can get to meet you closer as well. And going.
And so here, if you are going to be backstage, you need a backstage t-shirt. So mamas, if you are backstage, you would select your size here. If you are not backstage, you would just select here. And then we click next. And yeah, here's a little bit of a preview to the information that she had talked about that we're going to have to celebrate the 10-year anniversary. We have pre and post show activities coming up too, so you'll get that in your official invitation of the things that are happening on that 22nd after their rehearsal at the Miramar, as well as the 24th after the last show. So just a few little tidbits there. And then once you press submit here, it's going to ask me to select a fire hydrant. Okay, sure. And then here you will be invited to the band app. Now, are they going to have a separate band app for Matter Biscayne, or they're going to be in the band app with all of us? Or they don't need a band app? I think they do need a band app. Should they be in our band app? Because right now this leads you 2 hours for everyone in the show. They could be a little bit overwhelmed. Yeah.
The band app, just so that you guys know, it's like
it's like a WhatsApp.
It's a WhatsApp. It's an app that we use to communicate with groups and parents. I think it wouldn't hurt you to join the band app.
Okay.
If you feel overwhelmed, just try. We're gonna try to put.
We do limit
we
big
post
time.
What's happening every week. It's just that you have to know that
it's not gonna become relevant for them until June.
Right. You have to stick to that calendar that we gave you, and in every single week, I will highlight, if anything has to do with Matter Biscayne, I will highlight Matter Biscayne students. If you don't see Matter Biscayne students, don't worry about it. But you're welcome to join it, and that way you also see what's going on in case we send something important and you don't miss it. But don't worry unless you see Matter Biscayne students.
Okay.
I'm on the fence about it because I don't want to confuse them. You know what? Don't join the band up yet. Don't worry. I will send you.
Yeah, I could always send them, like the same way I send you guys text reminders about stuff. I could always send you, if she decides that you should be in it, I'll send a text reminder with the link, and then you sign up for it. So right now when you submit it, because you already submitted it, basically I submitted the form. Don't do this last step. You know, you already submitted your response. You got a copy of that in your email, so you can have a copy of it.
We'll communicate through.
We'll use the email still, and then if we need to add you guys to the chat, which might happen again, like I said, in June, probably it'll become more relevant for you guys. I'll send you the link through text to add yourself into the chat.
Yes.
I think that's the best thing to do. And that's it. That's it for the form.
So we're gonna open for questions. I don't know if you have any questions. Make sure that you wrote the name of your child in the chat.
Yeah, I have it here.
Because it's important for me to know who was in the chat and who needs more information. I see. So everything will be 200. Only when we do the form, we pay 150. Correct. Everything is going to be included in session 4. You're just paying 150 in advance. So everything is included in session 4 except anything that you saw with prices. So the costume is separately.
Or the earrings.
The earrings or the things that you're buying.
Or the hamper.
But the t-shirt, the classes, the rehearsal, basically the show DVD. You're only paying costume, earrings, and obviously tickets, whatever, because that's, a la carte. Not everybody wants the same amount of tickets.
All right, so I have another question here.
You must be decided by Friday. Yes, because of the costumes. The costumes are a big, huge problem. Sometimes we can't find them in the sizes we need them, and we have to Make sure we do it in advance because if not, they won't arrive.
Yeah. What time would the show be on the 23rd? 7 o'clock.
7 p.m.
It's at 7. I mean, they're going to be at the theater much earlier than that. And there'll be a whole, like she said, there's a whole schedule of how that day is going to run. But the show itself, it's at 7.
I am Abby's mom. The 24th is the same show, but without the Matter Biscayne students. Correct. The same exact show. So if you absolutely love it, the kids get to go watch it the next day. And we're doing it because the space in the theater is really limited. And we actually are also excluding our little ones, which are the same size, the same age as some of yours. The peewees, we call them peewees here. Mm-hmm. So the day that you are doing the show, our peewees are not doing the show. And the day that our peewees in the show on Friday, then you guys are not. And you basically were using that room for that group. Yeah. Yes, it's a lot for the little ones. And I think you're going to love watching the show with your child. This particular show has a lot of surprises. One in particular, I can't tell you, that the kids are really going to enjoy.
We are recording the Zoom, so for those that couldn't make it, I already received a few messages about those that weren't going to be in attendance, and we're asking if it was going to be recorded. I am recording it. I'm going to upload it to YouTube so it's easy to share because it's like not that long. We were pretty good with time, but I'm recording it so that way I can send that link over to everybody. So whether you were here or not, you'll all get that Zoom link to be able to watch this back, including the link to the form as well.
Yes, I don't see more questions. I do want to take a moment to tell you that your kids are doing amazing, that it's been a pleasure. It really has been a pleasure being there. Also because of your amazing principal that I love so very much. And we have so much history, so representative of people working together. You know, I get emotional. If you're going to get to know me, but I'm an emotional person, yes. And your kids actually represent a very special person, which is Miss Isla. So I love that you're being part of it. I hope that you enjoy it as much as we're enjoying your kids. They're amazing. We have had an amazing time.
Well, I can't wait to meet them.
She has not met them. You're going to also learn about our story. Believe it or not, she's like my daughter, but she's really, in real life, she was my student when she was 13. I can't tell you her age because she doesn't let me share it.
Nice.
But it's been
a nice thing.
Over 10 years and more and more.
Yeah.
So you're going to meet us. You're going to get a sense of who we are. And I have surprises for next year for all of you and things that you can look forward to. But any other questions? We were going to give you a tour of BBharts, but eventually you'll be coming here. I don't know if you want to stay. Put a thumbs up if you want.
I want to do it. So in regards to the third, we have one last question. In regards to session 3.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, they can stay for session 3. You know, if they have un compromiso at the end of June, so they won't be able to perform in the show, they can do it. You know, it really, I would say, and she knows this to be true, it's a case by case, kid by kid basis. If they're really enjoying it and they don't mind necessarily being a part of the show, we never shun a student. There's no such thing as, oh, you're gonna sit out because
they'll be learning everything the same.
Absolutely not.
They just won't get to perform. But
correct.
We'll put them in the choreography, and we know
they're children
that we don't order the costume for them.
Correct.
Unless you want it to practice at home. But yeah, we don't recommend it for that. Because it
depends on the kid. It just depends on them. Okay, really fast.
Do you any other questions? We will be sending I believe that we sent that calendar home in paper and in email today and in text. We'll send it again. We'll be communicating. I don't know if you have noticed that we send you like a newsletter every Monday, Tuesday. That is to keep you updated. You will be meeting Miss Abby.
Can I ask a question?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I apologize. On that note, so I understand for the semester because, you know, we're new and all, and the time is not really aligned with classes because everybody has different, you know, plans for the summer. For next year, I'm assuming you're going to continue this at Matter Biscayne. Are you looking to do something that's going to be more, you know, in line with the class schedule and then having it closer to us, ideally?
Closer to you. Yes, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, this year, you're invited to participate because we wanted to make sure the kids had a conclusive opportunity to show what, and I think they're going to really enjoy being part of a bigger production. But yes, obviously, as the program gets bigger, you will be able to participate in your own show with your own kids in Aventura. The Aventura has a beautiful theater. It's actually smaller than the Miramar. It's part of the city as well. We know the people there as well. And the goal is that Matter Biscayne has their own show in Aventura. And then when we do big shows, they can always be choose if they want to be part of it or not. But eventually, not only would you be able to be part of Aventura and the shows there, but the program is not going to stay limited to talent discovery. Eventually, it was going to grow. But yes, this year I got the call from Miss Isla, I think a little bit before January started. So as you know, this didn't start from the beginning of the year. This was going to start actually next year. We did her the favor, and obviously I cannot say no to her, to start kind of in the middle of the year so that you had the opportunity to start this year so that the kids could actually start this year. So think of everything that you're doing this year as a bonus, because nothing was supposed to happen. And this is a great bonus that you're going to get to even have a show and be part of a really pretty performance, meet other students and all these things. But yes, to answer your question, yes, eventually you will have your own like little nook and your little show, and all your students will be participating even in a bigger way. Does that answer your question? Yes?
Yes, it does. Thank you. And it's yes, and it's just more because there may have been plans in place already for the summer.
Of course.
So
of course. No,
we can't participate.
Sorry, and
yeah. Thank you.
I actually thought about to put something small for you guys to go see the kids, in Matter Biscayne before the year ended, and then that's it. But when I thought about your kids and the energy they have and the enthusiasm they have and the beautiful celebration we're putting together, I was like, I know they're going to enjoy it so much more if we give them the opportunity to do it. So that is how we ended up deciding. But yes, I totally understand that once school is over, everything should be over, and that will be the goal for the future years. I see that Abby loves it. We love Abby as well. So we're going to give you a tour. You're welcome to stay for the tour, or you're welcome to go if you have, dinner and you're hungry. Thank you for coming to the meeting. I appreciate it a lot because it helps get connected, and some of us we had not even met. And then Miss Sarah's going to give you the tour. If you have any questions, I'm still going to answer at the end.
I have
quick question before you guys go. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
So the custom is, do we have to pay for the custom, or the custom are included?
No, the costume is not included. For the last session,
the backstage chair, it is included.
Yes, that is included. So with the 200, right. So basically, on your last session, you're getting all of the rehearsals, the day of the show, the shirt, and everything else that the kids are getting. A special gift that I can't share either, but they're getting also participation in the kickoff event. Guys, I'm in the middle of a Zoom. And yes, but the costume is not included, the earrings are not included, the tights are not included, and the tickets are not included. Because we don't know how much a costume is. Some costumes, believe it or not, could be from 45, 55, 65, 75. It depends. Yours is probably not going to reach in the $100 because it's not flamenco, it's not ballroom. But we do teach flamenco and we teach ballroom, and those costumes can reach. The ballroom costumes that my daughter wears for her professional competitions, which is Abby, the teacher that they have, they're like $1,500, $1,200, and when I rent it, it's $350. So we're not even close to what those are. You guys are just, they're very pretty costumes, like 45. And you don't have to worry. They're not even gonna get to 100 because they're not ballroom, they're not flamenco. Flamenco takes a lot of fabric, but this will be simple. So I think it's gonna be lower than 100 for sure.
I'm gonna do the tour, so there's questions for you.
Okay, so go ahead and do a tour.
Don't end the meeting. You can't end it.
Miss Sarah does not want to leave.
No, you can't end the meeting because if not, then it's not going to finish the recording.
Riley watched the beginning of this call. She was very happy to hear this and loves classes. Thank you so much for your input, guys. I know that you don't know.
I have one more question
Yes.
about the earrings. So Anna, she also loves the classes. Thank you. But she will have her ears pierced this month. But
No,
you know,
don't worry.
maybe she will back out last minute. So I wonder if maybe I can order the earrings or the clip-ons later, or do I need to order them right now? Because I don't know what we will end up with.
Nah, I would just order the clip-ons and don't worry about it. If at the end of she does do the pierce, give them to me and we switch.
Yeah, I always order like a
Okay.
bunch of extras. So like if you put the clip on and then later you wanted to swap for the other one, you saw they're even the same price. It
In
doesn't
the
even matter.
entrance of the theater that day when you
No, when you get your
arrive,
costume.
or even if as far as the day that you arrive in the theater, you can switch on that day.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Okay, great. Thank you, because I don't want her to be disappointed, right? But she
No,
has
you're
clip-ons
okay.
and not earrings. Okay, thank you.
Okay, my turn.
I said Alana hates the clip-ons. You don't have to do clip-ons, Alana. You do the normal ones.
Okay,
All right.
my turn.
So we're gonna give you a cue goes before the kids.
Yes, I'm gonna try. All right, so I'm
Oh,
gonna mute. No, you have America rehearsal right now. That's why.
I have a rehearsal. So I'm gonna leave with Miss Sarah, guys. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you around BC again. You have my email. You have Sarah's email. If you need to communicate, we're here for you, and we hope to see you in the celebration. Okay?
Okay,
Sarah.
my turn. Yay. So this is the entrance of BBharts. And this is the front desk where I live and where everything was happening. And this is where the kiddos come in. And if you ever come in through here for a rehearsal or anything, that's where that happens. This is the hub bathrooms here. This is the in-between where the kids come and wait for classes and leave their shoes and their belongings behind for me. How they leave without their shoes when they walked in with shoes, I don't know. It's a mystery to me too. Over here, you've got the main studio where classes happen. So this is the end of a rehearsal with Miss Macy, who's over there. She's a fantastic ballet teacher, contemporary teacher, jazz teacher. She's the best. Hey, hi, Miss Macy. Say hi, everybody. Say hi to Madam Biscayne. Woo! All right, so we are gonna head over to the Playhouse, which is across the street from Hearts here, and the play where all the put on performances at that theater there. Once I volunteer to sell tickets right over here. And I can show y'all what it looks like from the inside, even though they already brought in everything inside, so it's not gonna be as pretty as if it was opened. But that's okay. So if your kids ever which you would like to do like the trip for them to do acting workshops and things on this side, it would be the Playhouse. It's light up and the trees go outside with that. Light turns on. Hold on. Let me show you. I'm back. Ta-da! And they buy their tickets in here. Concession stand is here. And then got another studio. These are the chairs that they use for the shows. They put them down. Her full side, some floor ones. That's my whenever the show. Put these go all the room to make it like
I'm back. You reconnected me. Oh no. Okay, because we are back. Not a problem. Let me unspotlight this. And we are finished. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. That is the end of my rant. And I hope to see you guys soon and see your kiddos soon. So yes, we are in Miami Lakes, like that PSN area that's between Miami Lakes and PSN. And that's about it, y'all. So have a great day. I'm gonna stop the Zoom so I could upload this to YouTube and send you guys a recap, okay? Everyone have a great evening. Bye.